Number 11. You see a picture of a graph. The line is going through the origin.
Is that 1?
The easiest way to do it is just to count the squares. And the slope is 1. It is not a -1, because remember the dude. He goes puff, puff, positive, nay, negative. Okay? And then he flattens out, and then he dies. He's undefined. So number 12, your line has 2 dots given. So your line looks something like this. I know it's not identical to your picture on your paper, but yes. And because this direction is positive, this direction is negative.
Oh, I'm
13, 14, and 15. Please write this down. Parallel lines have the same slope. Different y-intercepts. Please write that. It has to be in this form or this form to identify the slope. And the slope is just the m. Do not include the x when you give me the slope. So, is this in y equals mx plus b?
no.
The easiest way to do it is to add 3 to the left.
I didn't make that.
You have an imaginary 1 in front of that y.
Oh.
You can either divide by -1 each term, because they're all different, or you can multiply the entire equation by -1.
Can't you just bring 1?
So I would have just have done this.
So the slope equals -8.
What is the slope of y equals -3x plus 4?
-3.
So the slope of a parallel line will be
-3.
15. What's the new slope?
-2.
The slope is going to be the same. Equation down. What is the slope equation, Granger?
1 minus x2. Or no, y.
Well, x1 minus x2 is on the bottom.
And y1 minus y2 on the top.
So 16. So you have -5 and -13. -1 and -11. What's the first thing that you should probably do?
Put it in the formula.
Okay, you might want to label it if you need to do that. Some of you probably don't need to do. Can I put it in y2 first?
You put y1 minus y2.
Careful of your negative signs.
I just did plus 11.
It does change the plus 11. So you should get -2 over -4. Reduce it.
1/2.
Call on someone to tell me the answer for 17 in a minute.
Okay.
So you got x1, y1. This time, I'm going to do mine up here the opposite way.
What's -31 over -8?
It's positive 31 over 8. Because you guys are rushing again, so I labeled my ordered pairs. I did mine the opposite way this time. I took the 13 minus a -18, which would make this a positive. Minus minus is positive.
Yeah.
-6 minus a -14 would also make it negative 6 plus 14. The 14 is larger than the negative 6, therefore the 8 is positive. So the answer is 31 over 8.
Okay.
Perpendicular lines. So you should be writing this down. Perpendicular lines have opposite, reciprocal. If you don't like that word, you can say flip. Slopes. Also write down that the product of their slopes is negative 1. So you can check your work. So if one slope, just for instance, if one slope is 1/4 and the other slope is negative 4, what is 1/4 times negative 4?
Negative 4. Or negative 1.
You see, right?
Yes.
Maybe for everyone else to use their calculator and let me know.
Writing it down, Steve.
He's right.
Yeah, correct.
So the product is negative 1. So I would just minus the 4 minus the x equals y.
Negative
What
1.
would it be 4?
Or, no, 1.
The current slope is 1. No, this current, you're right the first time, negative 1. That's the current slope. So a perpendicular slope, that symbol means perpendicular,
It would be positive 1.
would be positive 1. What's wrong with 19 that we gotta fix first?
We didn't make it
It's
right.
negative, so you gotta bring that over.
So I would just divide by negative 1. Or multiply through by negative 1.
And that leaves you with negative 3, so
Yeah, so the current slope is negative 3. So the perpendicular slope would be
1/3.
1/3.
Can I try number 20?
Sure,
3 over 4?
yes. Because what's the current slope?
Negative 4/3.
So this is the current slope. The new slope is 3 over 4.